Hey everybody, welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. My name is Dalton Burdett, and today we're going to be talking about Frozen 2. This is the sequel to the mega animated hit Frozen, which came out in 2013, I believe. And we're following all the characters again. Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Kristoff, Sven. This time, they're in a much different adventure. This time, they find out something about Anna and Elsa's past with their family, and I don't want to give too much away because it's kind of very much so explored in the movie. But, movie happens, and here's what I will say. I've read some reviews saying that it's not as good as the first movie. I've read reviews saying it's the best animated movie ever, and I've read reviews saying it's horrible. What do I think? It's not as good as the first movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's still pretty good. I won't lie, the first act I was not a fan of at all. Like, up until they get to the forest, and if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Once they got to the forest, I enjoyed pretty much the rest of the movie, but I thought the first act was very choppy, very messy. It very much just felt like an elongated music video with just filler scenes to fill the songs. And, it's very exposition heavy, which you need because of the backstory of the sequel, so it's a little bit forgiven, but it just still drives me crazy a little bit. But once they get to the forest, the movie really picks up. It does expand on the world that started to be built within the first Frozen film, so that was very interesting to see. There is tons of Olaf in this movie, so if you're a fan of Olaf, you will love it. If you hate Olaf, it's gonna drive you crazy. Fortunately, I liked Olaf, so I didn't mind. All of the voice actors do great, especially, Kristen Bell as Anna and Idina Menzel, or Adele Dazeeb, as Elsa. A lot of people are really liking the new soundtrack. I liked about 3 songs. The soundtrack was a little bit disappointing to me, but the songs aren't bad. Oh my god, there is a 70s rock ballad in this movie, and it's even shot like a 70s rock music video, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. However, the film does have some notable negatives. As I mentioned before, the first act is very rushed, very choppy, and I was very worried watching the first act of the film, kind of like, oh no, I really hope the rest of the movie is not like this, and thank God it wasn't. Also, there is a character, just in case, I don't think it's a spoiler, but just in case you don't want to know who it is, there is one character in the movie who had a significant role in the first movie, whose story is non-existent in this film. They show up, they have one goal, and then they disappear for about 60% of the movie, and then they come back. And it was very jarring, because it is a kind of a fan favorite character, and they are just completely sidelined, and to the point where it was noticeable, even to people amongst the crowd who was watching the movie with me. The movie also does pander to its audience a lot. Fan service. Some of it's really well done fan service, and there's nothing wrong with fan service if it's well done, but some of it was just very much like, patting themselves on the back, aren't we the greatest, you guys remember the first Frozen, right? And, that did get a little bit annoying. But the main issues I had with the movie were the honestly horrendous first act, and the sidelining of one really important character when you kind of just set up no storyline for them in particular was kind of jarring. Overall, I think Frozen is a pretty enjoyable movie, and not as good as the first one, but it's not necessarily bad at all, and I'm gonna give Frozen 2 a B. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you soon.